What's up, heathens? How ya doing? Today we're taking another look into the comments, but first we gotta crown the dumbass from last week. And the winner was... this dumbass right here! Yes, you, who hates breastfeeding in public so much that you will even punch a baby? Damn, girl, you dumb. But yes, you did win Dumbass of the Week for last week. If you happen to pick this dumbass, then you win 1,000,000 God points. Remember, these God points are worth about as much as Donald Trump's foreign policy, which is pretty much just to piss everybody off, and it's pretty much worthless, yeah. Oh, but we're friends with Kim Jong-il and Putin. Speaking of dipshits, Jesus never went to college. Why should you? A kid gets bit by a dog and somebody tells him, just have another dog lick it. And apparently the age of computers will end with the sun? Somebody in Australia wants NASA to explain why they're not upside down. And some dumbass Christian sends prayers instead of doctors. If you're interested in any of these dumbasses, then please stay tuned. Oh, but first we have... Today I Learned! First up on Today I Learned that Weird Al Yankovic recorded a parody of Lady Gaga's Born This Way, entitled Perform This Way, and all the proceeds from the parody and its music video were donated to the Human Rights Campaign to support the human rights themes of the original song. And I have to say, with this being Pride Month, I feel like this is an amazing thing just to know in general, and how much support the LGBT community has, how much these, like the Human Rights Campaign has. I mean, just to see how much support there actually is, instead of focusing on all of the negative things that could be happening this month or are happening this month, focusing on how much support there actually is for the LGBT community and women in general. In the face of all this, I feel is a very powerful thing that we need to focus on. Next on Today I Learned that until 1965, the penalty in Ireland for attempted suicide was death by hanging. I mean, you could have just let them finish, you know? I don't mean to make fun of suicide at all, but this right here is particularly stupid. It just seems like you're giving them what they want, but I guess maybe if it was attempted suicide, maybe they regret their actions or something, so you're still gonna kill them anyways? I don't know. This entire situation's fucking bass-ackwards. And then finally in Today I Learned of the Bronze Age collapse, in which incredibly rich, powerful, advanced civilizations dependent on complex trade and agriculture vanished in the span of a human lifetime. And it just goes to show you how fragile things are and how fast things can erode and disappear. And we're seeing that with like Roe v. Wade and women's rights in general right now, as well as I would say LGBTQ rights. I mean, stuff can vanish quickly. I mean, here in Alabama, not only did we pass that abortion law, but we're posed to pass this Bible study law here in Alabama, where now teachers in public schools can indoctrinate kids with the Bible, teaching them that the Bible is a source of morality, when it really isn't if you actually read the Bible. So things like the separation of church and state and abortion rights, women's rights, they can erode very quickly if we allow them. Now that we're done with Today I Learned, now it's time for Out of Context Comic. So I'm not sure which comic this is from, but it's got a police officer guy where the title at the top says Tech 9 and says, "Yo, dog, where you been? Checking out the mommies? Yep, yep." And then the woman's like, "He's adorable. How old is he?" "Old enough to give you puppies." I think it's crazy the dog just starts talking. And the dog is like, "Old enough to fuck you." Damn! I love risky comics. Y'all know what time it is now? Shitty ass science! We're gonna answer some science shit really wrong. Fun fact, apparently that's Casey's favorite song. How do they get all those donuts in the bottle? Whew. Okay, so you're about to learn how drinks in general are made in the American workforce. Basically what they do is they run down to that fucking, was it Krispy Kreme? They get the bunch of Krispy Kreme donuts and they liquefy that shit. Put it in a blender, liquefy it, and then they inject it into the Coke bottles. See, that is the actual secret recipe for Cokes. It's donuts. And all they have to do is blend that shit up to a fine puree and then mix it in with the other Coke ingredients that we can't tell you due to legal reasons. But basically, they're filled with 6 donuts fit inside a single Coke bottle, okay? And then one of them fucking energy drinks, they have 5.5. You gotta cut off a little bit because you don't want to fill yourself up with too much sugar. But goddamn it, if you want that much sugar, you go and you get yourself a Coke. And goddamn it, we live in the South, so everything's a fucking Coke down here. You understand me? Pepsi, it's a fucking Coke. Mountain Dew, that's a fucking Coke too. They're all filled with donuts. You can even pour it out and the donuts will just fall out of the fucking containers. I just turned into a drunk redneck ignorant hick. I don't know how that differs, but it just seemed a little bit more ignorant than normal. But luckily for me, I'm diabetic, so I don't drink that shit right there. I usually go for the diet stuff, which still isn't all that great, but, you know, I'm doing a little bit better drinking tea, and I drink coffee as well, so also there's beer. I tried to drink light beer. But that's it for the shitty-ass science. I hope that you appreciate it, and I know I did. And so now we have comments of the day. Prepare to face bump yourself in the next week. All right, what's our first comment today? Boom! Pride leads someone to college. Jesus never went to college. I went to college. It costs way more than learning from a library. If you really want to learn and don't just want a degree and to not work, most people who go to college will burn in hell. Somebody really doesn't like college, or somebody flunked out of college. It's like, I went to college, cost a lot of fucking money, and I don't have a job, so fuck college. It's like, I'm sorry, you got a degree that you can't use in whatever local area that you're in. I mean, I live in a very tech-savvy sort of area. Like, it's tech-heavy. It's also very degree-heavy. So you have to have an advanced degree in order to get one of these better-paying jobs out of here. So it was very important that I go into a field that could be readily used in my local area. It's like everyone's food. We just believe what seems the simplest. Like eat fat and get fat. Everything in the sky is round, so the earth must be round despite the evidence to the contrary. NASA has pictures and video from space, so the earth must be round. Ha ha. Sad, really. Well, I mean, yeah, we do have pictures from space. We have multiple satellites in orbit right now that can take pictures of the Earth, and it shows that it's a sphere. You would think that would be a good indication that it is a sphere, but it seems like you're still doubting. I would also like to see this evidence to the contrary, because all the evidence that I've examined from flat earthers so far is very poor and very weak. I mean, to the point where they don't actually prove like what they're trying to prove, or rather disprove, being that the Earth is a globe or spherical, oblate spheroid. So I would love to see your evidence, and any flat earther that happens to come upon this video, please do give me your evidence down below, and please don't give me the same perspective shit for shit going over the horizon or anything like that. I mean, that's a very tired argument, and it actually doesn't make sense. But hey, you want to keep arguing that way, I can't stop you. You're just a fucking idiot. Ding! There's leaked emails that clearly show that YouTubers are paid a lot of money to debunk truthers. I'll add the link to this. Why would they pay people? And it's all been proven. If in doubt, check the paper trail. I like how this is still going around. Like, this particular, like, it was commented like a week ago, but still, there are people that believe that particular document is actually real. Golly! I did not realize it was going to have this long-lasting of an effect. But to people that will literally believe anything with minimal evidence, it's no surprise that they cling to this shit.
If the earth is shaped like a ball or a sphere, then rivers must flow uphill. But not only that, rivers would never flow downhill.
Rivers would never flow downhill? Like, I don't know if you know how, like, energy and potential energy and all that kind of shit, like, works. I don't know if you know how that works. Do you know? I bet you don't know.
Please prove me wrong by going here, where there is a graphic depicting the proof for the above stated premise.
I like how it's a link to Blogspot. That's definitely reputable.
And commenting with your proof.
Oh, so this is just sort of a thing to get people to go to your website and leave you a comment and to drive traffic there. I get it.
There is no point in discussing this here, since you must see the graphic in order to truly understand the premise.
So, regardless of your graphic here, I can tell you that you're fucking wrong. There are several reasons why a river might flow in the opposite direction to, whatever, slope or direction that it's going. Like, there could be pipes in the river that are causing the reverse flow or whatnot. But, I mean, there are different explanations that I can come up with here, but the fact that you say that the waters should never flow downhill, I don't understand that particular thing, because that's totally not what we observe in reality. So I'm guessing that you're just pulling shit out of your ass and that you've got some kind of crazy fucking thing to show us here.
Okay, so my son got bit by my neighbor's dog. Obviously, my family says to take him to the ER for a tetanus shot. Is that really necessary?
Yes, if your kid gets bit by whatever fucking dog that's out there, take him to the emergency room, get him a tetanus shot, or whatever the doctors say that he needs. I mean, holy fuck, just take care of your child.
Let another dog lick it. 3 to 5 days and it is cured. Yep. That's right. Just let him lick it. You know what? You can keep it clean with hydrogen peroxide and you should be good.
I don't think that hydrogen peroxide will prevent the same things that a tetanus shot will prevent. Also, let another dog lick it? Holy fuck. That's like pouring salt on a goddamn wound right there. The fucker is your problem? Take the kid to the doctor. God damn. I hate it when dipshits have kids.
Fake news! Sun is not 93,000 miles away. Planets are local luminaries in the sky. We are in a closed system firmament dome over our heads.
Hey, a correct use of an ellipsis.
Earth is flat, outer space doesn't exist. Peace and grace to you all who say the truth.
Okay, I don't even know where to begin. Where do you get the 93,000 miles away? Because if it's 93,000 miles away, that means that it's even inside the orbit of the moon. So I don't know. Maybe you mean 93 million miles away? And there's multiple ways in which we can determine this. You can do the parallax measurements on the sun in the sky. You can measure various other things that we actually observe in the universe to know how far away the moon is. But also, planets are local luminaries? What does that even fucking mean? They're just bright lights in the firmament? Is that what it means? Because, I mean, it's obviously not that. You could literally take a telescope and look into the stars, and like you could see Mars if you wanted to. That means that it's not a luminary. It's an actual, like, physical planet. It's not just a luminary. It's an actual place that conceivably you could go. So I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Also, an interesting thing with the whole firmament dome thing is that these same people use the firmament dome to say that you need an enclosed system. Otherwise, like, the second law of thermodynamics would cause the atmosphere to, like, just disperse into space. And you have to understand that it's a very backwards ass, like, argument to use. Because even in the demonstrations of gas, as far as it's concerned with, like, the second law of thermodynamics, it shows that the gas equalizes in pressure to the container. And so with the flat earth model with the dome on it, you would expect there to be equal pressure all over the dome, or all over the earth, but we actually find a pressure gradient. So here's a fun tip. Next time somebody quotes the second law of thermodynamics in reference to the atmosphere on the globe and how there needs to be a dome over the earth, you need to bring up the fact that the second law of thermodynamics would also seem to indicate that the pressure would equalize inside the container as the gas would expand to fill the container that it's in. We don't find that in reality. We don't find that on the earth. So, helpful tip from GE. My God and my mom protect me. Don't need your vaccines. This is like horrible indoctrination. You're teaching your kid this kind of shit? Fuck off, Mom. Dude, seriously, you have your kid there totally unprotected from the different diseases that we've nearly eradicated, but now we're making a comeback. Why? Because you believe in God? Because you think God will protect you from the fucking measles? I can guarantee you this. You pray every single hour until you get measles, and then you keep praying after you get measles, and let's see which one happens first. Either you die of measles or God cures you through prayer. Let's see. Let's see which one happens. If you do end up making it through your little measles bout, my guess is that your own immune system battled it and God let you suffer for a few days. So that would mean that this miracle cure from God wasn't, oh, I was sick for a month with the measles, or however the fuck long you have the measles for and you can naturally fight it off. It's like, I was sick for a month with the measles. Nope. A miracle from prayer from God would be immediately cured of the measles. That's what it would be. It's like, oh, you got the measles. Holy shit, it disappeared. Where'd I put the measles at? Oh, nurse, come back here. The measles escaped. I don't know where they went. So this is on one of my Mythicist videos. Typically, I try to save most of the Mythicist questions for like a single video that, people probably won't watch or won't care to watch. But anyways, I figured I'd cover it here.
Most of all, you were ignorant to the fact that the OT and NT is connected. So if you want to believe in the biblical Christ Jesus, help yourself to the eternal Creator permits that. Remember upon death if you will stick with your belief.
I don't know what he's saying here, this person. I mean, I get that he says that I'm ignorant of the fact that the Old Testament and New Testament is connected, but actually I argue that they are connected because they use the Old Testament to generate the New Testament. So I don't know why he thinks I'm ignorant of that fact. I don't know if maybe I just didn't lay it out in that video. I'll have to go back and check, but I've always thought that the Old Testament was used to make up all of the bullshit in the New Testament. It wasn't the only source for the New Testament. I just meant like the Gospels and all the stories about Jesus. That's what it was used for. The other parts like Acts and everything pulled off of Josephus and other historians at the time. And I guess upon death, we all retain our previous beliefs and we can't change our beliefs after death. It's like it's solidified in stone or something. I don't fucking know.
Here's a prophecy for you. The age of computers will end with the fury of the sun. The translation is sooner or later the earth will be hit with a SME big enough to render all electronic devices inert. Not magic, just logic. If you wait long enough, almost anything can happen.
Well, true, if you wait long enough, anything can happen, and there have been a number of near-Earth, objects that could have possibly slammed into us. So we're always looking out for what could possibly end life here on Earth. I don't know what he means by SME here, so if you could let me know in the comments down below, I would really appreciate that, because just a quick Google of what it could mean. I'm guessing he's talking about like a meteor or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Let me know in the comments below.
Well done, mate! You made a dumbass look stupid, and yourself look ignorant. Cherry picking this guy's video because he is clearly not an intellectual and then presenting him as one. You're a pussy.
And really, my only comment, as you can tell, is your. Like the correct your. You went through this whole entire thing and then you fucked it up with your. You fucked it up! But I don't ever cherry pick anybody's videos. Like, I don't pull out certain sections just to make them, to misrepresent them. I don't do that, and I don't misrepresent somebody's being an intellectual. There was one time when I represented Delano TV. I put in a title that he was an intellectual flat earther. Obviously, intellectual flat earther is an oxymoron, so my title was being sarcastic. A little bit clickbaity, but it at least delivered on, what I was teasing with the title, so it's not a bad kind of clickbaity.
I live in Australia, and we're not upside down. Explain that one away, NASA.
Oh my god, how did you learn how to use a fucking computer enough to get on Facebook? Holy shit. I mean, you realize that how you perceive reality or how you look out on this earth is very dependent on where you are. Like, it's locally dependent. So you're not going to feel like you're upside down when you're on the earth because of the pull of gravity. These people, I swear to fucking Christ.
I hope you know that running your mouth to someone's video isn't technically an argument. It's just you running your fat cocksucker to a fucking video. You need a fucking chick or a dude, who knows? You're fucking bored. 4 minutes through this one, rabble.
Although rabble is actually spelled with one L. I don't know how to actually say that extra L, so I don't know. Anyways, I love your constant use of just the single letter U to represent Y-O-U. I also love the fact that you leave off W and no, but will fully spell out running, someone, technically. I don't know why you shorten some words, but not others that are actually longer. I don't understand that. If you could elaborate on why people do this, I would love to hear it. But it just makes you look ignorant as fuck, because it just looks stupid. Also, I was responding to this guy's video, and I wasn't just running my mouth. I was actually explaining why he's wrong. This is in hopes that anybody that could have watched his video or hear similar arguments would find my video and get the other, side of the conversation. Not just one person's side of the conversation. Otherwise, it's just one guy saying, "Yep,
I'm right. The moon is hollow. There are aliens in it, and they're stealing our kids." You can't disprove me. Otherwise, you're just running your fat little cocksucker mouths out there. Hey, fuck you in the front row. It was funny till you mocked the Bible at 242.
Motherfucker, did you read the title of my channel here? Godless Engineer? Did you really think that I was going to be nice towards the Bible or any kind of giving towards the Bible? No. Fuck the Bible. I have a whole podcast here with KC where I purposefully misrepresent the Bible and then we discuss the actual story. Because the Bible is fucking boring and not entertaining at all, so I feel like I must spice it up a little bit. This week, we had David hunting down a demon warrior. That didn't actually happen in the Bible. It sure as hell is a better story than what we actually fucking read. Which, by the way, Casey, if you're watching this, I love the way that you read the Bible stories, and I love that you let me interject with my own bullshit all the time. Thank you, honey.
I apologize in advance. I need a place to vent. Just saw my daughters after a visit summary from the doctor. She's 19. She can make her own decisions. I realize that. Yet I'm so incredibly disappointed right now. 6 vaccines after everything I've tried to teach her.
Oh, okay, so your daughter isn't a dumbass like you are, so therefore you're disappointed in her because she realized that vaccines are not harmful in any kind of way and they in fact protect her from various diseases and sicknesses that are out there? Really? You're disappointed in her for that? Seems like you need to have a new measure for disappointment here because honestly, I commend the young lady for going out getting vaccinated because that's what she should do. And the fact that you didn't vaccinate her kind of means that you're a shitty parent, if you ask me. And finally, in the comments, we have prayer.
Send in prayers. Doctors are not God. The power of prayer is amazing.
Yeah, funny story. This one time my dad, he went to the doctor because his heart was giving him problems. So he came away with needing like a double bypass, right? Well, luckily everybody prayed for him on Facebook. And so when he went back, he needed a quadruple bypass on his fucking heart. So I'm so glad that God worked his magic on my dad so that he needed major heart surgery. I mean, he still needed the major heart surgery, but I mean, it was just like worse.
My brother died 3 times after laser eye surgery and was in a coma for 2 months.
Holy shit. He died 3 times after laser eye surgery? Okay, just a brief, perusal on Google does not render any kind of indication that you can die from laser eye surgery. I don't know if maybe there were complications from other things, and I don't mean to doubt your story here, but when I read, my brother died 3 times after laser eye surgery. After laser eye surgery. It feels like you're either connecting events that don't go together or what. Like, he had laser eye surgery and then he was struck by lightning where he died like 3 times while people were trying to resuscitate him or something, and then was in a coma. Like, I don't think the laser eye surgery caused the coma or the 3 times that he died. Anyways, I don't know. If you know that this is actually a thing that can happen, please let me know in the comments.
Doctors tried prepping us for the worst. I refused. He wasn't responding to commands and didn't respond to pain either. He made a full recovery. Pray and believe!
Yeah, because it wasn't the doctors that actually saved his life. It was God. God is the one that allowed him to die 3 times. God's also the one that gave him the shitty eyesight. God is the one that allowed him to stay in a coma for 2 months. But hey, you kept praying until something happens. And that's literally a verse in the Bible. Pray without ceasing. Wow. You mean if I continue to do something until something happens, and then I say that my prayers were the direct cause of that something, that means God did it? Oh my God, that sounds totally logical, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. What it sounds like to me is a false cause fallacy. And that's exactly what it is. Fucking idiot. Anyways, that's it for the comments today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know I did. Please leave your comments down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you vote for this week's dumbass as well. While you're down there, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you like this kind of dipshit commentary. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice, and I will see you heathens later.